The Galaxy S27 Pro and S27 Ultra leaks are starting to get weird, not because of what Samsung is upgrading, but because of where those upgrades are going. Because the S27 Pro is supposed to sit below the Ultra, but based on these leaks, Samsung might be giving it just enough to make the Ultra look a little less special. Let me explain. So normally, when Samsung makes a smaller flagship, the battery is the first thing to get cut. But the S27 Pro is rumored to come in at 5,000 mAh. And here's the thing. The S27 Ultra is finally expected to push past 5,000 mAh too, after being stuck around that number for years. So the Pro may not match the S27 Ultra exactly, but it gets close enough to make the Ultra's upgrade feel less exclusive. And since the Pro has a smaller display, it might even last a bit longer in real use. Don't get me wrong, the Ultra battery bump is great. It's long overdue. It's just funny that the moment Samsung finally fixes it, the Pro shows up close enough to steal part of the spotlight. Either way, battery is looking solid across the lineup this year. Now, the camera situation gets even more interesting. Both the S27 Pro and the Ultra are expected to share the main pieces. The difference is in the telephoto. The Pro is rumored to get a 3.5x lens, while the Ultra keeps its 5x periscope for longer zoom. Personally, I think 3 to 4 times is the range most people actually use, so the Pro's choice makes sense for everyday shots. But here's the interesting part. On the Ultra, anything between 1 and 5 times is just cropped from the main sensor, until you reach that dedicated 5x lens. The Pro, though, has a proper 3.5x telephoto sensor, and it's a step up from the 3x on the S26 Ultra, so at around 3.5x. The zoom might even look better on the cheaper Pro than on the Ultra. The Ultra still pulls ahead at long range, but for the zoom range most people actually use, the Pro could have the edge. Either way, the cameras are looking like a proper upgrade this year. And it's not just the camera. The S27 Pro is reportedly getting a similar display treatment too. So when you put it all together, the Pro is basically an Ultra without the S Pen, just with more usable camera hardware. And that's where Samsung created a problem for itself. The Ultra still wins for power users, but for normal buyers, the Pro might be the smarter phone. And the S25 sales already made it clear. A lot of people just prefer the smaller phone. So the S27 Pro might not just sit below the Ultra. It might actually steal some of its buyers. Next up, the standard Galaxy S27 has already shown up in the IMEI database. Now, this doesn't tell us anything about the specs, but it does mean the S27 series is now entering the part of the leak cycle, where the pieces start connecting. And this is where the story changes from upgrades to money. Samsung used Exynos in about 25% of the S26 lineup, and for the S27 series, they were hoping to push that to around 50%. And it makes sense. Samsung makes these chips itself, so using more of them is cheaper than buying everything from Qualcomm. But things aren't looking great right now. According to the latest leaks, the Exynos 2700 is more expensive to produce, and it might struggle to match Qualcomm on pricing. And honestly, that's the irony here. Samsung makes chips and phones itself, but Samsung still might not be able to use its own chip the way it wants to. And the cost-cutting story doesn't stop with chips. Samsung is reportedly looking at BOE for some of the S27 displays. Now, BOE makes panels for plenty of phones, so it's not automatically a bad thing. But Galaxy flagships have always used Samsung's own displays, so this is a real shift. And when you put it next to the chip situation, it's pretty clear Samsung is trying to cut costs wherever it can right now. Anyway, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 is also getting a massive list of changes. Click right here to watch in full. This is Techtics, and I will see you there.